Hi, this is Connie Galli back with another edition of Shelter Tales. We're here to promote adoptions, disseminate information, and hopefully make you aware of the needs of various shelters in your area. We all have critical needs. With me today is Sharon Rodriguez from the Connecticut Cat Connection. We finally got somebody here. So welcome, Sharon. Thank you. And she bought, with her, she bought
Hugo,
and he'll be out of the cage later. But thank you for showing up. I know it's hard when most of the volunteers do work full-time jobs and, you know, getting somebody to come in the morning. So I'm glad you were able to do this. And I'm glad you were able to bring Hugo because he's going to be an important part of our program here, speaking about it today. But you have an interesting background. You are a military family.
Yes.
And you are retired military.
Yes.
And when you landed here with your husband, who's active military,
yes,
you decided that you wanted to do something very important. You know, being in the military is important, but saving lives
yes,
in shelters is important too. You know, saving lives either way. So thank you for your service, number one.
Thank you.
To both people and animals. The Connecticut Cat Connection moved in, was it about December last year?
December 2014.
2014, into much bigger digs in off of Rainbow Road. It's still in Windsor.
Yes.
But now you have property where the cats can be a little more spread out, and I think you have a better sick room. I mean, in the old building, because I'm a volunteer there too, the sick ones had to be isolated from the community. Down in the basement was a little dingy, because basements are, especially old basements in old houses in Windsor, is an old town. So now they have more sunlight, and I've seen in one of the rooms where the cat was actually affected by that, where she was calm when they brought her out and she had the cage near the window. She would stare out that cage at the birds, and she calmed right down because it's a more natural environment.
For her,
even if you're in a cage, it's a more natural environment.
Yes.
So you are definitely doing a lot of the heavy pulling at the shelter, and I understand that you adopted out 79 cats last month.
Yes.
That's a record.
Yes,
that's a record. Yes. That's a lot of work too. How much OT did you put in for 79 cats?
A lot.
That's flying paperwork. Flying paperwork.
I think I'm still updating.
Yeah. So, and I also understand that you have one cat or two cats that forgot it wasn't spring yet and got themselves in a little trouble. So now we have kittens.
Yes, we do.
We do. Some of them are spoken for.
Yes, they are about 3 or 4 weeks old right now. So there's 6 kittens. 2 of them are spoken for. The person fostering them may be taking 1 or 2. So
but if somebody wanted to come and look at them, they would just make an appointment, and the foster mom or dad would bring them over?
Right now, we'd probably just show pictures because they're up in Massachusetts.
Okay.
So when the kittens become of age, about 8 weeks, then we'll post them on Facebook. And it's first come, first serve.
Okay, so you should be looking on Facebook if you're in the mood for kittens and don't want to, you know, and aren't going to get to Massachusetts or can't see them via pictures. But we have so many old cats there. And Hugo is one, and perhaps the reason that he is not being adopted, even though he's lovely and he's got fur like a bunny, is because he's 8 years old. And I don't think people understand today, cats live to 19. I was just in a place in Jersey, and I was visiting family and went into this antique store, and I have seen this cat there for years and years. Every time I go in, he's getting a little to the point where he wants to go and lay on a cushion out of the doorway. He used to be the door greeter, you know. He's 19, he's a little tired, but he's still purrs. He's got a good life. He's still active enough to get up on a bench. He finds the most padded place in the store. You know, you go look for the most padded place in the store, you're going to find this cat. So they can live. Hugo's got another 10 years in him, maybe.
At least, yeah.
At least. Yep. And he's calm, he's pleasant, and that's in big part to you because he was a little neurotic when he came in, and you had to do the work with him. Yes,
he was not a happy camper.
And did he come from a home background or off the street background? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Because it was a while ago.
Yeah, he's been at the shelter for almost 3 years now, so he was there before I started. Yeah. But when I met him, I couldn't get in his cage. Yeah. He was very aggressive.
And now he's just a lover boy.
He follows me around.
Yep. Yeah. And it always breaks your heart with you and me. You go to the shelter and you work with cats and you go, I can't adopt another one or I really will be the crazy cat lady. I can't do that. And then, you go, oh, God. And we always warn people, and I think I saw it up on the Facebook page for the Cat Connection. They're different in the shelter than they're going to be in your home. They are stressed. They are,
Yes.
if they're just new incomers, where the heck am I? Why the heck am I here? And who are you?
Confused.
Yeah, who are confused. And that a big part of what the volunteers do too is try to socialize them, whether they're kittens or adults. And some of them don't need it, but you did a good job with Hugo because you know that you can pick him up now. And he was perfectly calm. I was kissing him on the head, and he never saw, I've seen him once or twice, but don't interact with him. But he was very calm with that. He has a little bit of a knee issue, but that's something that's not going to go away. But it doesn't stop him from doing all different things. He jumps. I mean, he's walking fine.
He wobbles a little bit, but it's no pain.
So he's a good. We'll take him out because he is calm and show everybody. He'll get his photo shoot opportunity in a little bit. So. How many animals do you think? How many cats do we have now? I mean, I'm afraid to even advertise a name because they're going at such a clip.
Yes, a lot of them.
People call and they're gone. So you're doing a good job of getting the word out there.
Well, thank you.
And so how many would you say that you have currently?
Probably about 70.
Okay. And today I'd like to talk about there are some animals that have come to us from different places that are maybe not cats that you can adopt into your home because they don't want to be in a home. They're outside cats. We have the duty to protect them, so we keep them in at the shelter. But these would be perfect cats for a barn, or if you need a mouser. They just need to be fed and sheltered and kindly tended to.
Right.
But they're not going to cuddle. There's about 10 of them at the shelter?
At least, yeah.
Yeah, about 10. Yeah. So if anybody's in the market for that, you own a barn or a property that you want to have a mouser in. Basically, where I work, we had, Russ Bergeron, the trap release. He's a great guy, trap neuter release. We had a cat show up pregnant. Right now, the owner of the building that we rent a part of, and it's a technical, he works for aerospace, so it's a very technical, it's not like your corner, chop shop that you're open to. So he has visitors coming. We have kitty contos stuffed with hay, and he's allowing them to live on the property. And it's not a negative, I don't think. It's a business building, and people see that they're being taken care of. So even if people can do that, you can make a kitty condo, I'm joking around, out of wood, line it, stuff it with hay. I mean, I had to do that with an outside cat who could not come in my house because he was so aggressive. And I think I mentioned it once before on the program. My husband's an engineer. So he was going to put foam core inside this pallet box and a rug down. And he was going to only open the box as big as the cat's body was and head so it could get in. And then put those little mud wash flaps, so he could go in and out and put it on our porch in a protected area because we couldn't have him in the house. So one day I find him sitting with our cat, who was a slender, petite little girl, on his lap, measuring her head. And I think, I'm afraid to even ask you why you're doing this, but hat, are you getting a hat for her? And he's like, well, I want to make sure this, I said, that cat's got a head circumference this big. He's a big outdoor boy, But so he cut the hole. But it was so funny because I thought, will he use it? And I swear, one day I walked out my door, it was winter, and all of a sudden I saw the mud flaps open. He's like, because he had been there all night, So I knew, he was using it. And he was safe, he was protected. So even if you do this for these cats, that would work. Somewhere we're just not exposed to the elements. A sanctuary.
Right. Yes.
Give them sanctuary.
Yep.
You also have a lot of older cats, and aside from Hugo being one, you might want to talk about a few of them right now and tell us, they're perfectly healthy. Again, people don't understand that. You get a lot of life out of an older cat. And by the way, if you're 40 and up, kittens, if you're 70 and up, you don't want a kitten. They might outlive you, I mean, that's how I feel. I'm in my 60s.
So most people come in wanting kittens or something under 5, but we have a lot of 10-year-olds that are just, they watch people come in and they watch them go for the younger cats. And these cats are perfectly healthy, they just are in our shelter for being a stray or being surrendered. Right, yeah. So they need the love just as much.
And you and I can talk after the program. Maybe we can put something together for like an ad for older cats or some kind of fundraiser or something like that for older cats, to get just for the awareness to get people to come in. There are multiple older cats there. Because kitten season, except for this cat who got confused.
Yes.
this cat is usually in the spring and in the summer. But You also need volunteers. I mean, you just noted to me that you did pick up another volunteer, which I think is fabulous. You want to talk about a little bit about what kind of volunteers you do need and you're most in need of?
Mostly just the cat care. Monday through Friday, because everybody works. It's hard to get people in for the morning shifts. We have like 2 people per day, Monday through Friday, taking care of all these cats. Just their basic needs: feeding them, fresh water, cleaning up the cage cleanup, doing laundry. So it gets a little rough.
So you do need people on those shifts in the morning.
Yeah. And then fosters. Fosters to foster not just moms and kittens, but some of these other kitties that come in with special needs. We have cats that go in for surgeries, and then they are on different medications, and so we don't have people to go to the shelter a couple times a day to take care of them and to give them their medication. So even just that, and I know we have 2 cats that got returned because of litter box issues, so having a foster that could work on them, to train them, to get them to where they could go to their forever home and stay and not be returned. So yeah, there's so many different needs.
Yeah. It's tough when you see a cat go out and they get returned, and that's the reason most animals do get put down even, is for litter box issues. And again, I think there's just confusion. I mean, I remember with the Cat Connection, it was kind of hilarious because you go, well, it made sense to that kitten. They had a fireplace with ash in it. Well, aside from the kitten would use that for the litter box and come out and walk all over the floors and carpets, but you can see where, something to scrabble in, right?
Better than
put a fire screen up. Put a fire screen up. That's it. The cat didn't go in the litter. I didn't use
smart cat.
I mean, I have to go. I think I forgot where it was. Here it is, So they want to work with you on litter. They don't want to do that, but they look for where to go. I mean, that's the first thing I do when I bring my cats in the house is walk them downstairs and say, "This is your litter bin," and they're funny. They all have their own personalities. As soon as I change the litter, the female cat, which we talked about, a lot of times it's the alpha cat in the house.
Yep.
The female cat will wait till I change the litter. I swear she doesn't have to go, but she'll do a spot in that one, a spot in that one, a spot in that one, and a spot.
Marking her territory.
Mine. Now, okay, boys. And they all have such diverse personalities.
Yes.
But so your volunteers are needed in the morning, basically for morning cleanup, because you do have some evening cleanup crew that come in after work.
Yes.
Saturday, probably you have pretty much a full component.
Not full.
Not full?
Because a lot of people don't want to give up their weekends.
Okay.
So it's understandable, but yeah.
Okay.
And Sunday evenings is pretty scarce.
So it's probably a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours. If you could do, if somebody could commit to only 2 to 3 hours a week, that would help you.
Absolutely.
And for some period of time. I mean, I think one of the shelters up in Dakin, it might be, they asked for a sign. You'll be here for 6 months because we're going to train you, and we're not at. Yeah, I think it is Dakin. They're up in the Springfield.
In Springfield, yeah.
And I think that's a good idea. I guess it makes people think, well, this is a commitment. These animals do need me. So if I say I'm going to be here Sundays, I better darn well be here on Sundays unless I'm sick or something. So so we do need volunteers for that kind of thing. We do need volunteers for socialization because a lot of these cats that come in, they just need a human touch. They need to be touched, and they need to be. I showed Sharon pictures that I took the last time I came in the shelter, and I don't know what the cat's name was, but he followed me around like a puppy dog. He wanted his photo up, He wanted. I'm next out of here because I do the posting in the paper and on TV, and they all clamor for attention.
In their own way.
In their own way.
Yes.
And I've seen reaching out from cages or just following you around like a puppy or sitting on your files when you're trying to type or using, you can tell the story about them. Was he ordering good kibble or what? He's using
he was
the mouse while you were
trying
to Google, just get me into Google. All right, come on, Mom.
Yep,
So
they do internet searches.
he likes to use the mouse on the computer. So he's quite a boy down there. Hey, baby, he's being so good. If anybody wants a cat that's good and quiet and calm, you got to come and get Hugo. He's a doll. Yeah. He's just not concerned.
No.
But So those are volunteers. We also need volunteers, I think, for any kind of fundraising or meet and greet. A lot of times it's just meet and greet at these different functions that we can't go to.
Yes, and to help with adoptions, because again, that takes away weekend time from families. So you know, I can only go a couple of days,
because you have your
Saturdays. And so yeah, so we're looking for folks, and I know it gets a little hard because you have to, or you feel you should know the cats before you can do the adoptions, but just somebody to greet people and, you know, let them
walk them around. If they say I want a male or I want a female, that's helpful. The other thing again is, as you're there, you can help socialize them. We also have files on all the cats there, so you can read up big files. You know, if you were really seriously interested, you can kind of catch up on who's a doll baby and who's an alpha and who likes dogs and who hates dogs, and you know, that kind of thing. Very excited because Judy went out of there within the last couple months. And she was a little misery, but she only because she was in a cage all the years. And then Lucy Silver, who was HIV, and the gratitude. I mean, I don't think people understand enough. That cat was there 4 years, and almost 5 years, short 11 days short of 5 years, and she had HIV, but she was perfectly healthy. And when she was put in the lap of the person who was taking her home, I mean, I cried. I can't stand it.
Oh, well, I was taking those pictures. Oh, my gosh.
I was teared up because she just leaned down and licked the girl's hand.
She did.
So, like, she kissed her, like, thank you, thank you, thank you. So they are grateful. They are grateful.
Yeah, there was another cat, Luna.
Luna.
When she was adopted, when I took her out of the crate, she started licking my face, and I was very nervous. But when I approached the cat carrier for her to go home, she just went right in.
And that's the struggle point.
Yes.
That's the struggle point, because they think,
oh,
where am I going now?
When she walked right in, I was like, wow.
They know.
Yes.
They know. And, you know, that's a lot of times that's a struggle point, getting them into that carrier. But this is the second or third cat has been there long term now that I've heard about that. Just walked in and like, Mabuhay. See you guys later. Good luck. Good luck to all of you.
Never see you again.
Never see you again. Hope to never see you again. So, you know, it's important stuff. We always are in need, because there are 70-some cats to feed, we're always in need of cat food. The last time we put an all-call out, people were so generous. They were having it shipped on Amazon. I mean, and that's heavy bags of cat food. So you might want to talk a little bit about the kinds of food we do need there.
Some of the specialty foods, because we have some older cats and that need the special diet. So like we have some that are on the Hills Science, ZD, ID. It's for different internal digestive stuff. I don't know the medical terms, but and some of them are on the Purina One sensitive systems.
Okay.
And these are some of the older kitties, and that's why my opinion is they get overlooked, because some folks would get nervous about, oh, they're on a special diet. So some of the food does cost a little extra, but those are the foods we need.
And heck, I can't eat hot sauce anymore, you know?
Oh, that's horrible.
That's horrible. Yes, I know you were from Texas. You were originally Florida and Texas. You spent time in Texas. It is horrible. I like hot sauce.
A staple. It stays on our table.
In your 60s, there's just certain things that don't go down well. And,
same with kitties.
Same with kitties. Yep. But they still can love you. And they're the ones that are in desperate need. Hey, let's face it. Kittens can walk out the door all day long. You know, you have kittens there, they're gone in a day.
Right.
But it's not fair to have to spend what rest of your life you have in a cage. And maybe are you sleeping, Hugo? Boy, that is relaxed. See if you can take him out. I don't know if he's sleeping. I don't know if you want to interrupt Hugo in his cat nap.
Come here, baby.
No. Oh, there you go. We had Hugo walking around the ladies' room just to get out of the cage. And everybody was so excited.
Here's my buddy.
He's your buddy. And this was a cat that was very cautious. And yet I kissed him on the head today. And
he's so
he's
soft.
fine. He's soft. He's good. Hugo. So what's Hugo's story? Come on,
Hugo he came from New York.
Tough Brooklyn boy?
Yeah, he was a stray, so he was, when he first came to the shelter, he was confused of why he was there.
And the transports, they have to be transported.
Yes.
That's scary for them.
That's very scary for them, being in a confined box.
Right, in a truck.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then he, at our old shelter, he was in the basement where there was very little lighting and everything. So he was a little aggressive when you would try to feed him. But since moving to our new shelter, and we had the space to actually let some of the cats free roam. He's one that free roams, and he's just turned into a love bug.
Yeah, that's all they like. Again, well, you say, you know, this is proof, because we could sit here and say this all day long, and I do, and you do when they come in the shelters, but the proof is in the pudding. You know, this was an unhappy cat.
Very unhappy.
Unhappy cat. And now this is, Sharon is bonded with him, but Sharon has plenty of her own cats at home. And Hugo, he's learning Google. So
he loves to be your computer pal.
Your computer cat, and if he could only have an opposable thumb, he'd be having that premium cat food, wouldn't he?
Yes, he would.
Look how good Hugo is. Somebody's got to give us a call.
And he's purring.
He's purring. He's a good boy.
He loves the attention. He follows me around when I'm there like a little puppy. And it confuses him sometimes because I do move a little fast and go from room to room to room.
Like,
doors slam in his face.
Right?
But he follows me around, and I have to wait for him sometimes
to catch up.
To catch up.
Probably make him look.
He gets upset if I leave him behind. So
your mom right now. So we got to transition Hugo to a new mom. We have to look how good this boy is. He's again got that knee issue, but it's not crippling him. It's not bothering him. It's just something that he has. And if you want to adopt Hugo, he's 8 years old, but look at him. If you want to adopt Hugo, we are open Monday through Friday now. We have extended hours at 5 to 7, and Saturday noon to 4, and the adoption fees, are they still ranging for older cats and younger cats?
They're still ranging, yeah. Because we take into consideration the age of the kitty and the length they've been with us.
Right. And so kittens are more expensive, but you can get, an older cat and give them a great home for a great deal. We know what Hugo's all about. We know what most of them are all about, because a lot of them who've been there more than 4 years or so, you know their personality. Look at his markings too.
They're beautiful.
They're gorgeous markings.
Perfect stripes.
Yeah, he is. Looks like a little tiger.
He just dying to have a collar put on his head.
He wants to go bye-byes? You want to take a walk, Hugo? He's so good. Oh, boy, Sharon, you did a great job. He really loves you.
I know. He's working his way out.
He's working. So you want to give information, if you want, in closing, you want to talk about the shelter and give how they can contact you, how they can, where they can call or where they can go online to find you, and who's in the shelter and who's, gone now. And
so the phone number is 860-219-9396. I encourage you to leave a message, because I am the only one that answers it.
Okay.
And I can't get to it all the time. But I will call back. It might take a day or two, but I will call back. The email is adoptions@ctcatconnection.org. Again, I asked for a couple of days to get back, because I answer that as well. And then the website is www.ctcatconnection.org. And you can, when you go there, when you click on adoption, when you just scroll over it, then you can click on available cats. It'll link you to Pet Finder, and that'll show you all of our available cats. Plus, we do have some new ones that I just haven't had a chance to get photos of yet.
Right. But with the extended hours, we make it easy. You can pop in after work. Saturday, there's a full complement of people there. But I'm hoping, with everybody looking at how beautiful Hugo is, how beautiful this little soul is, that by this time next month, he's gone. He's gone. He's in his home with his family.
Yes.
And you're going to have to ask for visitation rights, or he'll ask that for visitation rights.
I know. I'm
going
to miss
Mommy
him.
Sharon.
It's bittersweet.
Yes, I know. You want him to be adopted, but you're missing. But what a beautiful, beautiful boy.
You miss tripping over them.
Yes. So Hugo, you are
all
a
of our
fine
cats
boy.
are up to date with vaccines before they go,
and they're
microchipped.
They're neutered, microchipped, and so we do it all for you, folks.
Yep.
So I appreciate Sharon, you're taking time out of your day. I mean, you're like a one-armed paper hanger here doing everything, but I appreciate you taking time and bringing Hugo, and he is gorgeous. And Hugo, you are the best behaved animal we've had on this show so far. I want to give you that. I want to give you that, buddy. You're the best behaved animal we've had on this show. We had puppies running around peeing on the floor, owls pooping on the floor, cats shredding clothing, and you are a star, Hugo. You are a star. Well, we want to thank you for watching Shelter Tales, and we want you to tell your friends and family who may be looking for a friend to come and see Cat Connection. They do fabulous work. Sharon if it weren't for Sharon, I don't know what we'd do, because she's keeping the thing together with spit and tape right now and running around. So
it's worth it in the end.
It is worth it. Look how you bonded. So we really appreciate if somebody would come in or call us about Hugo. He's a doll baby, as you can see.
And he's good with children, too. We've had some toddlers come in and pet him.
Oh, yeah, and toddlers, I mean, they usually
yeah,
right?
Yep.
And that's when the cats go berserk. I had a toddler fall on one of my cats on the deck, and I thought, oh, but he was fine. You know, if they're acclimated like that, he's fine. So I thank you for joining us, Sharon, so much.
Thank you for having me.
And so that is CT Cat Connection, and they're at 40 Stevens Mill Road in Windsor. Again, open for your convenience, 5 to 7 at night. I'm just so excited somebody from there finally got here. And I thought I was going to have to interview myself eventually, just hop from chair to chair. What do you think of this, Connie? But, and they do a good job socializing cats, as you can see. Yeah. There's Hugo. There was Lucy Silver, who was giving kisses to her new mom. You know, they are very well socialized. They are loved. They are loved when they're there, but they want to have their own mom and dad to love them. Don't you, baby? Don't you?
Yes.
So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.